So we hit balls for quite a while. I'm sure you're all very tired, but that's fine. So we talked about a lot of stuff, and I hope we can kind of get back to the core of what we started with, which is understanding what the club face and the club path do to the golf ball, right? So we start to see very quickly that when we affect one of those two things, the flight of the ball changes really quick, doesn't it? And we can diagnose our bad shots or any shot based on the ball flight by reverse engineering those two things. If it starts left and keeps going left, it's probably an over-the-top swing with a closed club face. If it starts right and keeps going right, it's probably the opposite, right? So in your own swings, did you guys see any of that? Okay, what did you see most
What did you put on the spot?
most prevalently?
Closed club face.
Okay. So the club face is closed, right? But we know that your grip was quite strong. Your right hand is over on the side of the club, which promotes the tendency of that club face snapping shut. So by adjusting your grip and taking a grip that's a bit more neutral on top of the club, I would imagine that you're going to hit a lot less hooks. So your club path is really good, but something in your swing is making that happen. So the club face is snapping shut too early when you're hitting the hook. So we can deduce what's going on by just thinking about it in the simplest terms, right? How about you?
Still an open club face, but the path of the shot, they started with the left divot.
Yeah.
Slowly and gradually going towards the center one.
Right. So we can try to give you tips for changing your club path, but I think that oftentimes especially if you're athletic like you are, you can sort it out on your own by just thinking about trying to control where the divot's going. So you can promote a correct swing path by just thinking in those terms and not necessarily thinking in terms of, well, I got to lead with my hips so that my shoulders can follow. You're athletic enough that your body will do what you want it to do, provided that you're sending it the right signals, right? So the next thing then becomes, how do we control the club face once we have the club path controlled? But we'll walk before we run and take one thing at a time.
The divots are more center to right than center to left.
Good.
And the ball isn't going right as much.
Okay,
It's
so
center to a little left.
Right, so it's not starting left
No.
consistently. It's starting
Right,
a little
it's
bit more
starting
down the
low.
line.
Yeah.
And where's it going?
It's not going right. It isn't in the air really at all.
Yeah. So it's a little bit straighter,
Yeah.
which is awesome. I think that in your swing, you've got a tendency of how you were swinging, coming across the ball, and then holding the club face open, again, to try not to hit a hook. When we're making a swing where the path is a little bit straighter, it makes it easier to just let the club face rotate how it wants to, instead of feeling obligated to
Force it
do
put
that.
Yeah.
So that will make you hit it further, not because you're swinging harder, but because you're putting less spin on the ball in the incorrect way. So should give you a lot more consistency as well.
Neutral grip with a slight closed face, and then the divots are relatively straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm getting that slice still.
Yep.
And then so that was pretty much the follow through
Right.
of the body weight more than anything.
Exactly. So we know that your swing is traveling out to the right, and you're guiding the club out to the right. This elbow is above this elbow. The club face has to be open.
It's a softball swing.
Exactly right. The beer league softball. So by thinking about it in terms of whether it's your shoulder coming around, like you said, whether it's your left elbow traveling underneath your right, or just the club face following your body,
Right.
all of those things will help to promote the club face closing. And it's just about practicing to find which one takes. which one makes most sense to you.
Right.
Because there's no silver bullet for any of this stuff. It's all different and unique to the individual person. So, really good job. I think that hopefully you guys can take some of this into what we